Hi YouTube, my name is Philip Jennings. I'm the General Secretary of Uni Global Union, the world's largest trade union. The Davos conference is about to finish in 5 minutes' time, and I thought it would be a time to reflect on how do you judge the success of this event in terms of working people around the world. We represent working people around the world. So I just thought, as a message to Klaus Shwab and to Tony Blair, the chairperson, a message to them about how they judge the success of this year through our eyes. First of all, we've witnessed this week a mini financial meltdown and a kind of Davos bounce. We've also had the world's biggest banking fraud in France. So therefore, first criteria, financial regulation. Are the people here prepared to give financial regulators the tools to ensure that the financial wreckage that we've seen this week is brought to an end? This is not business as usual. If these things aren't changed, then we consider this Davos as being a damp squib. Secondly, there's been a great deal of discussion about poverty. Therefore, I'd like to suggest that in 1 year's time we look at the share of wages and the wealth produced by our nations, and then we can judge as to whether wages have increased, their share in national wealth or not. Most people here have been talking about poverty reduction. Let's see if that's going to make a difference in people's pocketbooks. Another big theme in poverty reduction is to give people decent work and jobs. Let's look in 1 year's time and see if the number of jobs have increased or the number of jobs have decreased. There's been a huge discussion here about global citizenship, i.e. making businesses good corporate citizens, and they're going to behave ethically and socially and so forth. So let's see if multinational companies are prepared to sign up global agreements with global unions like UNI. There are 65 in the world today. I would like to think, with all the great intentions expressed, that by this time next year we will have 100 global agreements in place with trade unions around the world. Private equity is here. We've brought them out of the shadows, and I'd like to see that in the world of private equity they also begin to pass the global citizenship test. We've talked about poverty and health and climate change. Let's see if carbon emissions have actually been reduced during the course of the next year. When it comes to the great societal questions of ill health and underdevelopment, let's see if the league table of application of the Millennium Development Goals has actually improved. Bono made an appeal. Let's see if Bono's appeal has actually been met. Finally, a target that we have in the global union movement and all of civil society is that this is the 60th anniversary of the Human Rights Declaration. We want people around the world to stand up. We want to break the Guinness Book of Records, which is 43 million people stood up last year for their rights. This year we want 45 million people to stand up for their rights. So there we have it, a checklist for Klaus, a checklist for Tony Blair and the Executive Board. I sincerely hope we make progress in each of these areas, and if we do, I can assure you the world will be a better place. Thank you, YouTube. Over and out.